The Supreme Court of Canada has come with the final verdict that women are not classified as persons under the BNA Act.
If we can't even get the Supreme Court to rule in our favor, what are we going to do? Well, we have to find some way. A lot of countries in Europe have already given their rights to women, including Britain. We're being restricted by this unlawful BNA Act.
What if we go over the heads of the Supreme Court and plead directly to the Privy Council in Britain? I'm sure they have the power to overrule what was decided here in Canada.
Well, we have to try. It's our only way to succeed.
Sounds like a plan, Emily. I'll write a letter to the council as soon as I get home, and we'll get our attorney to fight our case in Britain.
Let the court session for the right for women in Canada be classified as persons commence. The prosecuting attorney may now speak.
I will begin by saying that women should not have the rights associated with the classification of being a person. Under the BNA Act, women are defined as property, not persons. It is completely unreasonable of thinking that women could or should be defined as persons. They do not contribute to society as they are uneducated and do not provide a valuable service in the workforce. Society is functioning very well without women being considered people. Why start now?
The defense may now introduce their arguments.
Let me first point out that both men and women are both part of the human race and therefore should be treated equally. Women are separate entities from objects or animals. They are not treated like property because they truly are not. It is ridiculous for women to not be considered people, as they do have a significant contribution to society. Currently, men are the only gender considered people, yet it takes a woman to make a man. A dog can't make a person, yet women legally have the same status as objects or animals.
The first witness against women's rights may now come forward.
Ms. Longbottom, is it true that it is necessary for women to stay at home so they may help the family in ways that would not be possible if women were persons and in the workforce?
I think that it is absolutely necessary for women to stay home and work around the household. If women do not do it, then who is going to? Women do not need the stress of dealing with money or politics. We are doing our part in keeping society in order.
Thank you, Mrs. Longbottom. The defense may now pose his questions.
Miss Longbottom, I'm sure you're aware that there are now home appliances that make the household easier and more convenient to take care of. It was proven in World War I also, and even at this point today, that women can contribute to the workforce while being able to take care of the home as well. Why would then women be obliged to remain at home when they could easily contribute to the workforce and take care of issues such as money and politics?
Women would be better off left at home and cleaning the household. Don't you agree?
Miss Longbottom, how does your husband treat you?
My husband is very kind to me. He respects me and lets me clean every day.
Does he let you deal with money or ask for your input in important family decisions?
No.
And has your husband ever used his own money for himself, like say frequently on alcohol?
Yeah, he does that often. Me and my children are often disregarded.
You may now leave. Thank you, Mrs. Longbottom. May the defense witness please come forward.
Miss Elizabeth, do you believe that you have been mistreated or abused in some way or form due to the fact that you were not considered a person and therefore do not have the rights associated with that?
Yes, I was domestically abused by my husband, kicked out of my own house, which I was forced to purchase in his name, and was not granted any type of fair trial due to the fact that I was a woman.
Thank you, Mrs. Elizabeth. May the prosecutor may come up and ask his questions to the witness.
Mrs. Elizabeth, you do realize that under the BNA Act, which was put in place for everyone, you are not considered a person. Therefore, your problems are only the problems of a small minority and have no effect on society at large.
That is what the BNA Act states now. Our view of the issue has definitely been changed since it was made. The BNA Act is wrong at its core. It states that women are classified as property, which is obviously wrong because women are separate entities from objects and animals, such as a chair or a dog, and should not be treated as such.
Mrs. Elizabeth, do you have any education or knowledge on how to function in society? Say, dealing with money or making decisive decisions for your whole family?
Well, I was not allowed an education, but I can assure you that had I been educated, I would have had the same title or qualification as a man would. Look at Emily Murphy. She was allowed an education and is now a qualified judge who functions well in society.
I see. However, a woman such as Emily is an exception from the norm. Most women would probably not give out the same results as Emily. We shouldn't really give such privileges so frivolously to women. It's just completely unreasonable.
You may now leave. That concludes the interrogation phase of this case. May the prosecutor now present their closing arguments.
Women should not be classified as persons. We have the BNA Act as a foundation for how society should function, and in it, women are classified as property, not persons. It is completely unreasonable to assume that the uneducated and unqualified woman would be able to handle the responsibilities associated with being a person. There would be chaos in both the political and economic sector if women were given these privileges. Furthermore, being a human does not automatically classify all women to become persons. It is the mind and qualifications that make a person, not their biology.
The defense may now present his closing arguments.
As Ms. Elizabeth stated in her testimony, the BNA Act is incorrect at its core. It falsely assumes that all women should be classified as property when they in fact are completely separate entities as stated previously before. With the proper education and learning, women can be just as or even more qualified than any man with the same opportunities. The BNA Act stands as a relic from a lesser developed society. We need to learn beyond our previous judgments and not take this act as complete fact.
Thank you. We will now have a 10-minute recess to finalize our final judgment. Course adjourned. The Committee of Judges has come up with the unanimous verdict. Women in Canada are to be classified as persons. Court is now dismissed.
Also, oh wait, no, wait, you're not even in it. Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.